Hi, Anti-Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet and to some more Tower of God webtoon. And look, I'm willing to hear them out on this whole like digital world thing that we're going into. Don't know how I feel about it yet, but we also haven't gotten into any of the actual story, so I will reserve any judgment until I actually see how it plays out, especially given the track record of this series being very good in general. I've made it this far. But you know what? The important thing is that I'm not stressed at all about Rock being stuck in this digital world being watched over by a younger version of Jahad. It's fine. I don't even care. Like, I don't know why you would think I would care or stressed or anything. Yeah, we did just kind of drop that information at the very end of the chapter and we just moved on. I guess I had to move on because I couldn't film right away. Yeah, are we gonna actually talk about what it is you want? I don't know why y'all gotta be so cryptic. I get it for the sake of like plot, but I mean in reality, does anyone just talk around the thing that they're talking about with the thing? I would just be like, man, I need you to pick up this weapon or this ladle or whatever. Sure. With the master key that we got now, how are we supposed to know if we found it? You're just like, it probably won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. I'm sorry. We're like, it's not gonna hurt you. Why do I not believe that? What is it though? General shape, a color to work off of. How will we know we found it? Other than like winning a fight. No, don't accept the offer. He's told you nothing and we can't see his eyes. That never goes over well. There's a bunch of things he's obviously not telling us, but the bleeding into the gutters? Excellent. I feel like is a good to be like, I don't know. Yeah, we were also talking about the whole like doing a spell here seems to have gone rogue in at least a couple of ways. But also one of the heads of one of the families. Do you pick a fight? Do you say no? Can you say no? Like that would go badly for us too. You did say they had to stay here when we put them back in said room we are currently in the middle of. I've just noticed that my shoulders are like really tense. Relax, Sarah, it's fine. Are we worried about people talking about how you're part of all this? There is like quite a few of them that believe that they should stay, but is that part of the brainwashing of the whole like a savior will come? Joe doesn't want to leave at least. I'm sorry, just the graphic happening, but also they chose complacency over change, I think is also, again, like I said, there are a bunch of them that want to stay, right? There are a bunch of them that have this legitimate belief in some kind of savior or like believe that they're supposed to stay here, or even just, again, we saw with some of the people around Joe who some of them were like, yes, we want to escape, we want to get out of here. And some of them were like, I'm immortal here though. What are the chances when I get out? And even Joe is, if I wasn't powerful enough to go up against like Uruk and the others with all of the powers that I had with Electressa, what chance do I have as like a normal person out there where I'm not immortal anymore? Like at least here I can't die. So it's not as clear of a decision to just be like, let's set all of them free, because some of them do want to stay, and like democracy is good. We like democracy. You would be going against what they voted for though. Can we put it to a new vote? Look at his little face. Can we do a new vote? Can we do a new tally of who would like to leave if legitimately given the opportunity to right now? Because that wasn't entirely what Joe was promising. He was like, eventually maybe I will find a way. But also if we're deciding we're not a god, then we can't make that decision for people. Again, can we do more votes? Have to is a strong phrase to use in this circumstance. Yeah, how are we supposed to even do anything? Oh, good. Karaka's here. Around Wangnan. That's not gonna be a whole thing. We're leaving without Rachel, perhaps? We haven't seen if she's actually healed. We just looked at her for a little while and we're like, done. Wow, they'll get over here right now. We need to talk. Yeah, that whole they threatened Evan with what looked like a chainsaw. Apparently we're moving on. Oh yeah, and Dorsey, we're like, we got some other things going on. Of course she'd be like, I want to meet her too. Because she was a little starstruck when she met Lady Yuri the first time, and then it like quickly dissolved into like, sibling bickering. Come on, be a big sister. Be like, sure. Probably easier to travel. There's a lot of princesses all in one place. It's just, there's more than like one of the princesses in one place. And I'm like, feels like there's just automatic like tension, I feel like. I told you to keep it a secret. And Lady Yuri, I took that more as a suggestion. The face of like, huh? It's complicated. It depends on what you mean by Anak. Which one? Probably not the one that we know is probably not the one that she's thinking of, because like probably the mother in this circumstance. Oh, maybe we are thinking of the junior. I was thinking like in the middle of this, I'm like, where exactly did we grow up? Like, I know we got the flashback with everything, but I don't think we got any location. We didn't really see outside of the house. Like we got like the slightly pulled out panel that was like the house, because I do remember it burning, but we didn't really get context of a scenic view to be like, this is the idea of where the house was. And it would make sense for Anak, the mother, to be like, who can I reach out to in any way to talk about what it is like to be like a disowned princess or like one of the princesses that isn't part of the main group anymore. Oh good, Lady Yuri just has that information now. Again, I want to be able to trust her. I do in general, but also she's still one of the princesses, like officially. So what does that mean for her to have all of this information? Especially if she's going to be near certain people. Not only do I not know how much to trust Lady Yuri, because at the end of the day, maybe she will negotiate for her own stuff, but also I just feel like people are going to know stuff. People are going to be able to figure out what's going on. Like it's in her head now. I just don't trust anyone else in the tower, especially not around like princesses and the families and everything. You are kind of family. You can't tell her what to do. You might have been against it, but it was not going to stop her. Especially like early part of the story, season 1, Anak, no. One track mind. We saw that one of the first tests, right, where they had the like crown, where she was just like, screw the rules, I don't even care. I'm gonna fight you. Yeah, I bet he did just appear. I have a lot of harsh feelings. We've been through some things in this tower that I'm just like, Hayden, I don't care, I don't like him. Little bunny ear things going on. We do, oh yeah, we have the Green April now, which we didn't take from her, which I get one track mind with younger Anak, but like, we didn't even think about it. Or maybe it was, if you're gonna be traveling up the tower anyway, you might as well have something that is gonna be like a little bit of a trump card earlier on. And Dorsey doesn't exactly associate with the best crowd for her reputation about that though. Ooh, I love how we have the shoes callback. She can feel the like her position as one of the princesses. I was gonna say like invading this interaction, but like this, it's definitely having an influence on the decision that she's making right now, in both that it isn't something that she probably should be doing. It's putting her back into that image of you're just another one of the princesses and you should be behaving like this and doing this and like only talking to these kinds of people, because what Gadam doesn't know who Dorsey is. Right? Like they have not interacted before this moment. So she's, oh, you're one of the princesses. I know what that's like. And it's putting her back into that box, putting her back on display, putting her back in the shoes. So I like, we just had this one moment in between the speech bubbles. I feel like y'all would get along. I feel like Dorsey would also threaten somebody with a chainsaw in order to keep information from spreading. Just seems like something she would do. That look of like Lady Yuri being like, there's a little bit of a standoff happening, especially if the like nothing special of being like, I heard stories about you, I heard about this person. Some people fear is seen as like this threat in a lot of ways, right? Like the framing of one of the princesses going rogue is always like a cautionary tale, right? And then to see her and something special. You don't seem particularly happy, you don't seem particularly unhappy. Especially for someone like Dorsey who's been on the edge of this, like leaving behind being a princess, moving on with her life, and like what the risks of that are, right? Of what does it look like when someone leaves? And not only is it a cautionary tale to be like, look, here's the people that left and this is what happened to them, even like Anak, her mom and everything. And then for Dorsey to see someone who's like just living a normal life, like her life isn't fantastic, it isn't terrible either, right? Yeah, like you seem to be getting on without too many problems. I like how both Evan and Lady Yuri like, feel like this is a bad, there's a bit of a standoff. And Dorsey, she's been on the edge of it for a while, of what if I just walked away? The like sing song of it. Though it does make sense to like, not only does Dorsey want to meet one of the other princesses and stuff, but her especially wanting to see someone who's like left. What does that look like? Outside of the stories that she's been told, outside of the bias of people being frightened or like disapproving, or again, painting it as this cautionary tale, wanting to see it for herself to be like, what could my future look like if I made this decision that I've been pondering with for a while? Pointed question. It's a complicated relationship. There's some like tsundere going on. Though, again, given all of the stories with the princesses, anything associated with falling in love and having emotions and like connecting with people is like one of the biggest like taboos, right? That's like a continuing motif with them. Oh, there's definitely gonna be a moment. We've chosen in a lot of ways, but yeah. One of the cautionary tales that seems to have repeated itself quite a bit, again, with this like continuing story of like princesses connecting with people, falling in love, having emotions that are for like themselves and their own happiness outside of like servitude or like being on display, right? Like instead of their lives being around what someone else wants, it is instead what they want and what they desire and what would make them happy, right? Like it's more of a focusing on oneself. I feel a little bit about some of the stories where we get to like princesses and we've had this continuing thing of like them falling in love, because I do think that it's a little bit narrow to have all of these strong female characters within the storyline, and then the thing that ruins them is they fall in love with a man. I can feel myself being defensive of that in general, but I think the symbolism of it, if I can give some good faith, is again that like choosing something for yourself, choosing to have emotions and to have them be for yourself, and to want something for yourself, and even like to have someone love you is to be your own person, like authentically your own person, right? So to have that love reciprocated is like proving you are an individual outside of being one of the princesses, right? Outside of your title. So I think that's like the point of it, right? Like I think that's the symbolism we're going for. I was having that moment and then cutting to Uruk, who's given what Ganem had to promise, and I was like, he's going through some stuff. Kind of walked into more than I think he was ready for with Joe, and then Gustang? Can't remember. The guy is from the families. This guy. And Bomb, and there's a lot going on. No, I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Wow, they're like, yes he is. Compared to us, yes he is. But he's choosing not to. Dang, the like you can give a bug a name and feel affectionate for it, but a bug is still just a bug is like wild. The disconnect there of being so far removed from humanity that like you don't see other people with like compassion or as people. I like how this is why I don't hang out with you guys. All right, we're like learning a little bit to be like, I can't do anything else. Interesting. Also, I love the scale again, and especially with the like bug comments, right? To have Uruk so small in the frame, because like he's choosing to align himself with the bugs, right? Like he's choosing to learn about people like Joe and Bomb and like people who are just like around, right? Like he's connecting with them in a way that he doesn't with the other like super powerful people in the tower. This is why I don't talk to you guys. So I love putting him in the panel of, yes, he is like smaller in the panel, siding with the bugs in the situation, but he's still higher up in the panel. Right? He's not higher up in world, but the way that the panel is arranged, he is like a superior kind of place in the panel. And I think that says a lot about like where they both fall within like the story dynamic. Dang, we're just gonna get rid of all of it. Things go back to normal. Oof, that hurts though, because I'm assuming that was like Joe, where I could make sure that Joe still knows, but we said kid though. But the way he's just, no, make it so I was never here. Oof. Yeah. Like I said before, of like big fish, small pond before of having that delusions of grandeur. And now it's like, it's a lot easier to live happily in a fishbowl when you don't know that you're in a fishbowl. Oh, we're calling back to a previous interaction. Yeah, I was like, I assume we're talking about Joe. Yeah, the instinct of almost like there has to be something better, right? Like when you find yourself in a situation that doesn't make you happy, that makes you feel trapped, that makes you feel whatever, you have to come up with something. Even the people here on this floor who are like, a savior will come and get us, is having hope, right? Like it's having something to believe in and to think that like at some point things will be better, because the alternative is they don't, right? Like hope is something that people will hold on to for a very long time, regardless of what logic or reality might be in front of them, because it beats the alternative of nothing, right? So even if they take Joe's memories, even before he met Uruk, like he had that hope, he had that like possibility of there has to be more, there has to be something else. What about Hockney's eyes, the eye situation? Gonna miss Mata. Sweet boy. Manipulative with the whole like parasite thing, but I'm willing to forgive him. True. You have to decide for yourself, make your own decisions. That's what we chose. We are gonna have to unpack some things, but we chose to be like, I'm not just gonna follow what other people want. I'm not just gonna be the person that other people tell me to be, with like Foog and everything, and like, being Violet. But it's also intimidating. I say as someone who is an adult and is reminded on a regular basis that I am the only person in charge of my life, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't think I'm qualified. But then it works out. We've made it this far, it's fine. Oh, besties separated again. Because I'm assuming we're going with Mom and all of the stuff about... We didn't find the painting or the heart or whatever. Oh yeah, I guess we do have it, because Rachel. The like apology. No, he wants you to make friends. I feel like we're compensating to be like, no, it's fine. I totally want to stay here, and I don't need you to stay with me, and it's fine. It'd be way worse to leave. Maybe we do want to say to be like, I wanted it more for you than I wanted it for me. You're the bestest boy. You just want Hockney to have friends. That's true though. I guess it's like you deserve to go out because you don't want to conquer anyone. Even me being like, oh, Montel has the whole like parasite brain controlling thing, and it's like he could be a negative force if just put out into the world by the nature of his abilities and stuff. And for him to be like, you don't want any of that. Like, you're an artist. You want to create things. That's what motivates you. Obviously, it's much better for you to go out there. Like, you don't want power. You don't want authority. You don't want to, like, step on others to get to the next thing. You just want to capture the beauty of the world and put it into artwork. Yeah, like, you just wanted to see more of the world, right? Like, your eyes have always been on the outside. Oh, I like the "you're not a bug." Again, the like juxtaposition of that's not what you are. You don't deserve to be like stuck underground like the rest of us. See, best boy, I'm gonna miss you so much. I'm assuming we're taking Rachel even though I don't want to. Can we trade? Can we leave her and then take somebody else? Oh, are you coming with us? I didn't know if we were. We walked off into the distance dramatically. Or are we just helping out with the like distortion thing? We didn't even ask any further questions. We're like, you ready? Cool. Out of here. Oh god, are you saying we're gonna come back? I get why, but also I don't want to come back. Maybe to see Mana, but like for the rest of it, I'm like, no, it seems like it'll be a time. Not that I really want to go back to the hell train. Gosh, what does that feel like? Oh, we finally get to go back to what feels more familiar. When did that happen? Did we not give the eyes back? Hockney's just are mine now? We finally got caught. I'm gonna miss you the most. Oh, more of the backstory of what happened. Oh, you were waiting for him? Oh, but like I actually wish I could go with you. You convinced me that it was fine. Can we trade? Can we leave Rachel? We'll take Mata. Actually have a friend with us. Don't watch her back. Oh, makes my heart hurt. I don't want to leave him. Supposed to come with us. Oh good, you have a body again. We're just dragging White with us. I'm assuming this is the hidden floor situation. My darling, his turtles. He knows his turtles. Yeah, the turtles are coming. I know it. I can feel it. Oh, I have so many feelings at the end of that. I wasn't ready. We're starting with a flashback for this chapter. Oh, all right. Okay. Yes. We at least have some confirmation. I'm trying to remember all the pieces of who all has met with whom before this point. I know that we had they were in like the hospital, or they were at least like recovering and everything. So I'm assuming that's what we're referencing. Someone who looks like an alligator. Not an alligator, but looks like one. We'll run into him. Y'all need to find him because he's dealing with some stuff and I don't want him to be on his own too long. I love how Kude's like, we gotta be positive, but you can see like a little bit of worry, the little like stutter of, I'm also worried. That's our alligator. That's our core 3, man. Oh, it's so complicated. We're gonna have to go all the way back. So it all started when I got pushed off of a ledge by someone who shouldn't have been able to walk. Okay, cool. So we can skip some things. We have met before, to be fair. We just didn't open up about the backstory. Oh my god, look at the like little light detail. I see you. Not to make a pun, but ooh, new power. Okay, we're starting a new thing. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, how much do we share? But also we were hoping to get some answers. Yeah, the it may be okay does not sound super positive, but look, do I know how much we should share with him? No. I don't know entirely if I trust him. I don't know entirely if he's on our side. But we did travel a very long way to try and get answers, and we got like a little bit from Gadam, but like not a whole lot. She did leave it to be like, you'll discover more stuff later, which was ominous. To be like, he's not ready yet. Just like a little bit. It just like came from the outside of the tower. Just a tiniest bit. Yeah, see, he only knew the one place, and there wasn't much going on there. We don't really know a lot about what's going on at this particular juncture. But we're gonna figure it out. Yeah. Maybe we don't say things like that right in front of one of the princesses. Like, maybe we keep that to ourselves. We're like, there are more ears here than just Uruk. Yeah, about that. We'd like to talk to you about some things. Are we gonna be cool? I do like the idea of you being in control of your own life, right? You get to decide what happens. Yeah, a lot of people want a lot of different things from you and have a lot of expectations, right? So many people see Bam as like this savior or god or hero or outsider, enemy, monster. There's so many people who have all of these preconceived ideas of who he is, who he should be, how he should function in the tower. They all have plans of like how he's supposed to fit into that. You're your own person. So I'm with Uruk on this one, that you get to make the decisions, especially since he keeps getting more and more powerful. At a certain point, who's gonna tell him otherwise? And Uruk would know something about that, right? Like, how many, like, we've seen him be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do what you tell me to because you can't stop me anyway. Wow, the two of them just always bickering. And you know what? I really wouldn't expect much different. Like, they're clearly on other sides of this conflict. The fact that they're only bickering is like a victory in and of itself. Just them being like, we'll see each other again, don't worry about it. Yeah, there's gonna be some things going on. There's gonna be some stuff in the future because he's our hero protagonist. And we'll see that also. Like, higher place isn't just like higher up the tower, or like higher as in he's going to be more powerful. I guess both. Probably. You can't just go to another floor higher up in the tower because you haven't gotten more powerful. But like, don't be ominous. Why are we being ominous and cryptic? Nobody's just talking about what they want. Everyone knows more than they're sharing, and I know that's foreshadowing and plot reasons. It's stressing me out. See, even he's stressed out. Probably. You probably are forgetting something. See, that's ominous too. Is it Karaka? Is the other stuff going on? Yeah, oh, good observation. Yeah. The random door for a hidden room that nobody has talked about before this point is not suspicious at all. Observation skills are phenomenal. Is White just out? Is he still going through his crisis? Are you surprised that Karaka of all people would be like, let's go to this off-putting, suspicious location? That'd be like my first thought. I'd be like, of course he would. Okay. I guess we're healed. I guess we're doing all right. Oh, good. I love it when our main cast gets to be bait. At least some of them are our main cast here. Some of them I don't care about so much. See, I don't believe that for a second. Nothing he has said has ever been like, we can just trust him, especially since you've just taken us hostage to use as like leverage. I feel like I'm not going to be super looking forward to trusting you. But I guess Wangnan's still a master of disguise at this moment because we haven't figured out the connection there, which I still have not gotten any more context for, and I would like to. Thanks. At some point. Also, I just noticed that our emission layer is overlapping our ink work here. Not that it super matters. We're doing a kind of rough texture thing because of the like intensity, but I did notice. Again, are we surprised we can't trust him? Because that's like the least suspicious thing that's happened. Oh, good. Y'all made it. I love that for you. I love how Bodo is like, everything is insanity, but we got to meet him. Oh my goodness. Let him have his fanboy moment. He deserves it. He's been through a lot of things. And Norcy has been our Uber a lot of these last dozen or so chapters. I like that we're thanking her because she's worked hard. She's also going through some stuff because we met one of the princesses who left. It was like technically not one of the princesses anymore, and it seemed to have been okay. So I think that's gonna be, we're gonna be thinking about that. True. It's, oh, she's acting weird and not telling us about stuff. That happens like every Wednesday. Yeah, Mom's just like, thank you, like everybody. Not us being a motivational poster, but sure. Oh, he's a cutie pie though. Yeah, we got some things to debrief about. I feel like if we're gonna talk to anybody, it would be like, so I got this like diary about my parents and also a lot of other things. Need to debrief with somebody. Oh yeah, there's also that. We've also made a deal or whatever about a hidden floor and head of one of the families, not yours. Awkward, but to get a thing, the thing. That's all the description we got so far. Oh yeah, there's also, it's a digital thing. There's a previous younger Jahad that we're gonna have to fight because he's guarding the thing that we need. Just casual. Oh, so we couldn't tell him where the door was? If anyone could figure it out, it's you. I trust you. He? Ooh, yes. Oh, there's a staff lodging. Good. You deserve nice things. You've also been through a lot. Oh, maybe he won't be helpful. What about the warrior guy that was training us? Can we ask him? He seemed to know stuff. He's met Jahad when he was younger. Maybe he can give us some context. Oh, I like that you have a manual. You seem like the kind of person who would be like, manual says. Yeah, there's a manual apparently for this train. Does any of it apply? Has anyone been following the rules? It's been mayhem the whole time. Note that I haven't really read it. You know what? Fair. You know how many manuals I've had in my possession over my lifetime? You know how many I've read? None. I don't think anyone reads them, except when we need a specific thing, and we're like, how come this isn't working? No one reads it cover to cover, let alone memorize it. Oh, cool, it's in there. Awesome. Oh, okay, so we have a specific schedule we gotta keep to. Gotcha. We want to not be stuck there forever, so something to keep in mind. I would feel bad if I'd, like, worked on this train, and no one ever mentioned this to me. It is a hidden floor, so I guess the more people we tell, the less the name applies. Like, we got team up. Is it because we have Rachel? There was a crazy battle, to be fair. There were a few. Yeah, not the right person to report on that one, though. Are we gonna get... Yeah, I was like, now I'm suspicious because we're focusing on you and we have not focused on you. Which item? Is it the thing that we're after or is it something else? The work keeps piling up is why. Does though, no rest. We're just gonna keep going. He was like, for a second, I'm gonna also take a rest for a little while. And the mom was like, actually, we have some stuff to work through. Is he on our side? Anytime it's like, good thing we can trust this person. I'm like, can we? Because as much as I love Wangnan, and I know that ultimately he seems to be on the right side of things, there's some crazy things going on with him that we've not looped back to properly, and now I'm worried. I was always worried because we knew about the ring, but still. Yup. I'm with Kun in that one. Keep it to ourselves. There is a little bit of a hostage situation going, though. Of course, there's a time limit. What would this story be without a time crunch involved? Yeah, no one has looped back to this either. Thank you for being concerned, because I am. The lighting, though. Artwork popping off a little bit. I feel like we should be a little bit cautious about that. I know that he's used to having some sentient entities inside of him, which is like the number of souls that are talking to him, the like creature of the great power, I could make you a god thing. I don't know if we should add into the mix another voice. No one has ever had a bunch of voices in their head and turned out okay. I'm sorry. Are you proposing that we be reasonable with Rachel? Rachel, the I must be the chosen one, the obviously I'm the savior, the you poked fun at me so I'm going to horrifically stab you, Rachel. Look, I like your optimism, Pom, but I don't know if that's gonna be how this turns out. I love that Kunz, if it makes you feel better, sure, but good luck with that. Not you cutting off the panel. All of this foreshadowing. You're just putting in a bunch of stuff now that I'm like, I'm already committed. We're hundreds of chapters in. Oh, just like a little bit of power going on there. Cool. What now? Cool. Yeah. Because you needed help reading situations and everything. Look, again, our cinnamon bun, but I'm still worried. I feel like the struggles are just starting to stack on top of each other, and we've got the ominous stuff going on where like princesses are like, there's some other stuff going on. Udik's, we're gonna meet again and we're gonna have some stuff to talk about. It's just, last time we met Udik and we're gonna meet again. All of the workshop battles happened, and the naming station, a chunk of the floor of death, and everything with the hell train. You know what I mean? We did a lot of stuff between the last time we saw Udik and then the floor of death. So I think maybe we should be cautious. Yeah, see, that seems like maybe an issue. Crazy hair, though. Yeah, are you worried? I'm worried. If you're worried, I'm more worried. I don't know how much I believe that, because we got the reaction, and then this is like in isolation. Like, how much of it, again, is Kun just trying to be comforting and supportive of Bomb? Like with Rock, where they're like, don't worry, like, there's no way that he's dead. It'll be fine. And I feel like that's some of this, too, of be like, I'm just gonna say that's incredible, and hope that it's fine, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. What are we doing with the whole eyes thing? Cool. Those are 3 eyes, sir. Do you have 3 eyes? Yeah, okay. We have to wait for Rachel to wake up for that, yes? Unless she's lying, which she most likely could be because Rachel. Cool, yeah. Is that the place? We got the waterfall, the 3, spirit room, thorn fragment. It does seem somewhat connected, but it's a little bit different. I'm like, see, that seems different. I was gonna say, the painting is a little bit different from the actual fountain thing. Could be creative license, artistic license, but still, that seems different. And now I feel like we're foreshadowing there's gonna be more. I know this is the beginning of a new story arc, but y'all are throwing a lot at me. Whomst are you talking to? You, I don't trust for a second. I don't like that you're calling it a pawn and you're connected with the workshop battles, and we got the ladle situation, which we haven't looped back to. Who has the ladle now, and is it going to the workshop to get the... I'm fine. I'm not stressed at all. I don't know why you're so concerned. You need to calm down. I need to focus. Okay. So is the gift the thorn fragment thing? Or have to do with Rachel and healing her? And what does that mean? Which pawn are we talking about? Talking about Bomb, or are we talking about Rachel? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what does that mean? Why can we see it? I don't want her to have abilities of any kind. See, that's ominous too, as it ends up being a disaster or a gift. We're looking at Bomb. No, I take it back. I'm stressed. I don't like that we're setting up something with Rachel now. I just want her out of my hair. I just want her to be dealt with. I better get like a very, I don't know, something's gotta happen to her that just makes me feel really good. Whatever happens with Rachel at the end of her story, and I don't know where that's gonna be, but when it happens, I want it to feel therapeutic. That's my only ask at this point, because why? I know why, but also, ugh. Okay, I knew that I wasn't gonna get properly arrested because, as we've been talking about in my comments, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But I do feel like this was at least a chill couple of chapters, at least like action-wise. It was a lot of like exposition. It was a lot of setting up a bunch of stuff. It was a lot of finishing off the last story arc with the Floor of Death, and then now it's like, what are all the kind of pieces for what's going to be happening for maybe the rest of the season? I'm assuming maybe the season is going to end with the hidden floor, but I don't actually know. I just feel like fighting the younger version of Jahad would be like a good season ending, but I honestly have no idea, having not read it yet. But setting up a bunch of things that we're gonna have to loop back to, right? Like even probably stuff that we're not gonna get to for a while, like meeting with Urik again. I'm assuming it's gonna happen a while from now, right? I'm assuming we're gonna loop back to that later, unpacking some of the mysteries around like Bum and his parents and everything. I'm assuming we're gonna unpack that at some later point as well. Maybe even some of the stuff with Hockney, like that's gonna be something that we don't fully know until later. I do like that it seems like he's going to be part of our cast, even though it makes me sad about Mata, but I like his character design. I think that's cool that he has like the power to see like slightly into the future, unless we're using his eyes. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. We'll learn as the story goes. But I think that he also has some good like long range fighting and being able to like help out with like coordination a little bit. Him and Kun together, wild combination if we get to have them backing us up in actually fighting. We'll see how that goes, but it does seem like it's at least a little bit of us kind of setting things up at this point, lurking plot lines for later on, like we didn't have enough of those already. So we'll see as we start this new arc. New power, apparently. I'm just stressed about everything with Rachel. I'm gonna put that in a box to the side because I can't deal with it right now. But I hope you enjoyed reading that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so the next time I post a Tower of God video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.